Hi there, how are you doing? Thank you so much for finding the time to join me today in this episode. I truly appreciate it. To my subscribers who have been with me since the first welcome video that I did, thank you so much. I appreciate you and you're most valued and welcomed in this channel. To my new subscribers, if this is your first time to join me, a very warm welcome to you. This channel is about inspiring women to grow by conquering their insecurities, whether at the work front or at the home front. I really hope when you come into this channel, you find some inspiration to be the best that you can see. So my beautiful ladies, this is the place for you. Once again, welcome. In today's episode, I'm talking about seeking inner peace. Seeking inner peace and embracing who you are. I think for everyone to grow, to thrive, to be the best that you can be, you have to do this from somewhere. You have to have that platform, that safe space, that reference point that helps you to move forward. And one of those places for me, I think, is the inner peace. How is your inside? How are you really? Are you at peace with yourself? What is holding you back? What is affecting, clarity? What is affecting your decision making? What is affecting your, just your ability to thrive? So today we are looking at inner peace. And why is this important? So the first point that I'd like to talk to you about, my beautiful ladies, is that inner peace starts with you. But what do I mean here? It's about the choices you are making. It's about the people around you. The friends, the family, and the colleagues, the people in your close circle, are they able to hold space for you? Are they the kind of people who are there for you? No matter what you do, they're there to encourage you, to support you through your highs, through your lows. If you don't have this kind of people, of this kind of a support system, it can be really difficult for you to really build on and strengthen that inner peace. So just having people around you who can hold you through your brokenness, through your wholeness, people who can hold your hand, people who will support you and guide you, or people who sometimes will just be there to sit, to listen to you. This is very important, and this is the first step. It's about the people you surround yourself with. So evaluate, what is the quality of the friendships that you have? What is the quality of the family members that you allow to get close to you? Are they people who can hold space for you? Now, the second point that I want to talk about something that affects our inner peace is boundaries. And then at some point we are going to talk about just, addressing boundaries, personal boundaries. Some people just feel they can have access into our lives how they want, whenever they want. But for you, my beautiful ladies, you have to define your space. And you have to define who you allow in. And there are many types of boundaries that I'm talking about. The thing with boundaries is once people keep breaking your boundaries, you're bound to start getting resentful. But sometimes this may happen consciously or unconsciously, maybe because you feel helpless, you feel you cannot do anything about it. But remember, you're in control and there's something you can do. So, like I said, there are many types of boundaries, but I just want to focus on two: emotional boundaries and physical boundaries. Now, when you're talking about emotional boundaries, I look at it from this perspective. It could be people who constantly talk down on you, people who are constantly discouraging you. It could be at the workplace, it could be your boss, it could be a colleague who feels they're better than you, and so they're constantly talking down on you, like you're never getting it right, you don't know what you are doing, what's wrong with you. It could be even in your personal space, maybe at home or within your circle of friends. Like there's this one person who is constantly talking down on you, discouraging you, and just giving you negative vibes. Now, what happens is when people constantly, or when we allow people to constantly talk down on us, this negatively affects us. And it's the same thing with, like what parents sometimes do to their children, knowingly or unknowingly, the kind of words that you continue giving your child, the kind of words that you continue presenting to your children, these words gain life. And at one point, it's going to manifest in their lives. So the same thing for you, my beautiful ladies. Don't allow anyone to talk down on you. And maybe one way to deal with this is by countering such statements. For example, if it's at the workplace and someone is always telling you your ideas are not the best, I mean, you're not doing good enough, you're not worth it, like really talking down on you, it's very important to counter this and protect your self-worth, protect your self-esteem. One way I do this, and I could encourage you to do it or try it, counter it in a very respectful way. If it's your boss, I mean, I know sometimes we can have negative bosses or toxic bosses. I mean, it's there. So one way you can counter this is just respectfully tell them that it seems this conversation is taking a different turn, or you don't appreciate certain words, XYZ, that they are portrayed about you. However, you're really open to work on whatever it is the issue, and would appreciate any support to work it through. It's very important to protect that space so that you still regain your self-esteem and confidence. So just reflect about your emotional boundaries. Who is constantly talking down on you? Who is constantly discouraging you over and over again? And stay away from this kind of people. And if you cannot, always remember to confront and counter this kind of statements that they give you. The other kind of boundary that can really also affect our inner peace is when people keep breaking our physical boundaries. And I know physical boundaries, this is a whole different topic, but I just want to mention briefly. Physical boundaries could be people, unwarranted touches. It could be sexual advances that are unwarranted, that are unwelcomed. So if anyone is making any kind of physical contact with you that you do not appreciate, it is important to stop it. It is important to communicate that you do not want this kind of advancements. But also there's the physical boundaries in terms of your space, your home. I know sometimes, ladies, it's good to be hospitable, and it's good to allow people to come to your space to visit, but then there are also people who just feel or think they can come to your house anytime, and when they come to your house, they can just go to your bedroom, they can go to your kitchen and try out things. No. If this bothers you and you feel someone is intruding on your space, it's important to point this out to them. Let them know you'd appreciate if next time they told you if they want to come. These are some of the little things in terms of boundaries, and many other types of boundaries. What I'm trying to say is, if your boundaries are broken over and over again, you're going to grow resentful, and this will affect your inner peace. Now, something else that really affects your inner peace, and this is something that I know we women struggle with, is, and I've struggled with it before as well, it's forgiveness and letting go. Forgiving yourself. Life happens. We go through ups and downs. We make mistakes. You may have made some wrong choices at some point in your life, and it may have had significant consequences, possibly consequences that you're still feeling to date. But things that happened in the past happened, and we cannot go back and change. So learning to forgive yourself. The same way you approach your loved ones when they wrong you, the same way you approach your colleagues when they've done something and you're not happy about it, you talk it through, you go through what you have to go through to mend. If that relationship is very important to you, you work it out. But why are we so difficult when it comes to us? Why is it so hard for us to forgive ourselves? I think sometimes we set our standards high, and that's okay, my beautiful ladies, it's okay. But when we fall short, then we're also too hard on ourselves. And remember, I keep saying, if there is something that is holding you back, something that is making you not move forward, it's really worth addressing or letting go. So forgive yourself. If you made some choices and you're facing the consequences, just take a moment to face that issue head on. Look at the choices you made and just see what lessons you can learn from it. Really forgive yourself. Let it go. If you need support to let it go, then by all means do that. If you need to talk to someone just to process what happened and you keep beating yourself over, then find that trusted person, a trusted friend, or just seek professional help to let you go. I know, ladies, sometimes we hold back. We hold back to bitterness from years back. We hold back to a lot of resentment. We hold back to so many things, and you keep asking yourself, you keep telling yourself, maybe I could have done something differently. So free yourself and give yourself that peace. You deserve it. And you have a bright future ahead of you, which you cannot go ahead and conquer if you're still holding back and bearing unforgiveness in your heart. Something else that I was reflecting about is just being patient with yourself. I know we have many plans, we have dreams and ambitions, and life happens and you realize, what, I'm already 30 and I've not achieved. So you get so preoccupied with the milestones that you have not achieved that it affects your inner peace. You get too caught up in milestones or standards that the world has set for us, that by this time I'm supposed to be married, by this time I'm supposed to have children, by this time I'm supposed to, have gotten a job, maybe my first job, and so on and so forth. But hey, take it at your own stride. And remember, we all have different paths and we are called to this earth. We all have a different purpose. So just recollect and be patient with yourself. Some things take time. Do what you can now. But like I keep saying, the worst thing you can do and something that would really disturb your peace and let you not enjoy this life is comparing yourself to others. Sometimes you run impatient because you're seeing your friends, your family, they're doing so well or they're way ahead. And so you become very impatient with your own journey. But remember, God's timing. Everyone has their time. So don't be impatient. Keep focused. Keep at it. There's this quote by Wangari Maathai. I don't know quite how it goes, but I really like it and it also grounds me. Like, stay at it until it becomes rooted. Something like that. So be patient with your own journey. Don't compare yourself with anyone and keep at it. Whatever you can do now, do a step at a time. Protect your inner peace. Embrace where you are. Embrace your season. Now, I came across something interesting. I'm reading this book, Confident Woman by Joyce Meyer, and she's talking about embracing your strengths and weaknesses. I know at the workplace, but even in our own personal life, sometimes we want to look at, and we're told a lot of times, look at your strengths and look at your weaknesses. Work on your weaknesses. But there's something that Joyce Meyer says, and it's something I'm interrogating more, and I welcome you to also do that with me. Would you rather focus more on your strengths and magnify them, or would you rather spend a lot of energy also working on your weaknesses to bring it up to somewhere? And what Joyce Meyer talks about is, you see, when you're putting so much effort to improve on your weaknesses, you could probably just bring it up to average. Let's put this into context a bit. Let's say at the workplace, you are really good at facilitating, doing trainings and doing those kind of events. And then you're really not so good at, say, grant management, for example. So let me ask you, would you rather put more effort in becoming the best facilitator that you can be, have the best engagement, or would you rather also invest a lot of time and effort and resources to work on your grants management to bring it up to maybe average? I don't know. I don't want to decide this for you. But the point I'm trying to make here, something that can really affect our peace, is when we are too negative and focusing so much and we are too consumed in our weaknesses that we forget our strengths. And I'm here to tell you, my beautiful ladies, magnify your strengths. And as Joyce Meyer says, we don't need a lot of average people in this world. We just need a lot of excellent people and definitely excellent, beautiful women doing the best at what they do best. So magnify your strength. What are your strengths? And of course, we have weaknesses. But I don't know why, ladies, sometimes we are very inclined, to just sing, what you're not really good at. And you forget to look at what is that you really excel at. So for the sake of your inner peace and for your growth, magnify your strengths, go out there and shine, invest more in your strengths. If you're really good at facilitation and training, invest more in that. And that will give you a lot of peace because that's your forte. You know your content, you understand that field if you're an accountant, and you're thriving and becoming the best you can be. Okay? And so as for your weaknesses, like everybody else, we all have our weaknesses, but we should not be too preoccupied with that. Why am I really talking a lot about the importance of seeking peace? I know many things in life can make us lose clarity and focus. But really, when you lack peace, when you lack inner peace, you really lose clarity. You really lose clarity. And I want you to reflect about a moment when you've gone through a difficult moment, an experience. You know what happens to you, the changes that our bodies go through. Your judgment is clouded. You don't think clearly. Your emotions take over. Now, I want you to imagine that this is the state of your life for a very prolonged period of time, that your judgment is clouded for so many months that you're not able to move beyond. You're not able to move past the incident or the event that has happened in your life. It's important to understand that you must take effort, take the step, do whatever you have to do to get the help that you need to protect your inner peace. Remember the first point when I started talking, I said your inner peace starts with you. It's very important to be aware, and anything that is distracting, anything that is affecting your inner peace is something that needs to be addressed, because you have so much ahead of you. You have your dreams, your goals and ambitions ahead of you, and therefore you need to get all the necessary help to deal with what is blocking you in the here and now so that you can start making steps towards your dreams and ambitions. So seek help, seek clarity so that you are able to move forward. Now, something else that I would like to talk about that affects inner peace is social media. And I think really social media is a good thing, but I really think it's a double-edged sword. It's about your interaction, or I don't even say the relationship. What is your relationship with social media? What kind of relationship really do you have with social media? Is social media the one really defining your life? Or are you the one really chartering the course for your life? Is social media putting so much pressure on you that you're spending your days just thinking of how miserable your life is because of all the glam, the lifestyle, the hype, and all those things we see on social media? And my beautiful ladies, I know social media can have such an impact in our lives, but it's all about how you choose to engage with it. This is what I would say. I know there are seasons. I've had a season in my life where social media was not my friend. Actually, it was my enemy, and it was just adding to my depression. And some of you might relate, especially when you've lost a relationship, and you're constantly going on social media to check the other person out, see how they're doing, see how they're moving on, and you don't sleep. I mean, I would come to bed and stay on Facebook until 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. And remember, the following day I have to go to work. So, is social media causing you harm, or is it doing you good? I think this is really a personal reflection that you have to look at. At what point are you right now in your life? And what I can say is we really need to learn to find ways to disengage with social media. Be very aware of your emotions. Be very aware at the stage or the season you are in your life. And just ask yourself, is my presence on social media, even on YouTube or Facebook or just any platform, during that season in your life, is your presence there harming you, or is it growing you? When you're going down social media, is it helping you become a better person, or is it making you become more depressed? And it's okay to disengage for a short while and work out whatever issues, because like I said, nothing should affect your inner peace. Okay? So I know social media is quite something, and this is really something we need to look at. And especially for also my beautiful ladies who have young children, and maybe at one point we'll have this conversation. How do you allow your children to engage with social media? Because like I said, it's a double-edged sword. If not, it can harm, it can hurt, but also it has great benefits. But it's also about just understanding, where are you in terms of your inner peace, and are you at a place where you're able to counter? Are you at a place where you're not influenced negatively by what you see on social media in terms of giving into pressure or feeling pressured to do certain things or live a certain kind of a lifestyle? So some few tips that I have in terms of what can you start doing to seek that inner peace. And like I said, in this channel, I really desire to also bring in my insights and some of my experiences, things I'm trying out, that I feel confident to share with you. And I would also love to hear for you, what have you been doing to seek your inner peace? So I want to share with you some 3 tips or things you could try. One thing that I'm currently doing is taking a walk. I've just discovered the power in taking a walk. A 1 hour walk, 1.5 hour walk every day, every other day. I don't know. I just find that taking a walk really clarifies your mind. You really feel at peace, because sometimes when you're really disturbed and there are things you're processing, there are decisions you have to make, sometimes you really feel like you're pacing. And so when you just take a walk, I don't know, the body just has a way of allowing you to relax, to calm down. So that's one tip that I would like to share with you. Take a walk if you can. I mean, if you're going to work, you could walk a little bit further in terms of where you take your matatu, or as someone once said in a meeting, if you're taking a taxi and it's during the day, just drop off a bit further from your house and walk the rest of the distance. It's also good for your health. I mean, exercise is good for your health. It helps to bring clarity. It helps to calm you down and give you some peace. So that's something I'm doing, and I invite you to also try it. The second thing that I would like you to think about is having a gratitude mindset. This is something I've talked about before, but I just like to emphasize. Sometimes we can be too caught up with things that are not working out in our lives, but we don't realize there is also a lot of good things that is happening for us. A lot of good things going on for you. You're thinking about how you lost that job. You're thinking about how your children have been sent home because of school fees. You're thinking about how you're not in good terms with your husband. You're thinking about the pressure at work, that you really lose sight of the beautiful things happening in your life. You're really losing sight of the fact that you're a confident woman. There are people who look up to you. God has given you great health. God has given you a beautiful family. So having a gratitude mindset is something that I find also really helps in terms of just giving you that inner peace. So that, like I said, we don't dwell so much on the negative or the things that are not working out, but rather what is working. So, my beautiful ladies, what can you be grateful? What are you grateful about? If you look in your past, is there something you look back and you're really grateful it happened? If you look at currently, amidst the challenges that are going on, is there one thing that you can really be grateful for? When you look at the future, is there something that you're really grateful for and you're trusting God for it and you look forward? So have a gratitude mindset. This will also help you to gain that inner peace. And then finally, I know we've been told over and over again, but I would like to end with this. Love yourself. You know, in Kenya, there's something we like saying. I don't know how we use it, but when you're saying unajipenda or anajipenda, like to mean she really loves herself. I don't know, maybe sometimes there's that, maybe sometimes it seems to mean like they're selfish, but I want to look at it from the point of view. When you're saying huyo mtu anajipenda, when you're saying that person really loves themselves, I don't know if we mean they love themselves too much. What are we saying? We're really saying, or what I think it means is that person really puts themselves first, like they come first. I don't know, is that a bad thing? Is it bad to put yourself first? I don't know, but I think you should, ladies. Sometimes we put our children first, we put our husbands first, and I mean, put God first, but the next person should be you. Love yourself, take care of yourself. The same way you look out for your loved ones and your friends and you do nice things for them, do those things for yourself. Love yourself, pamper yourself, because you're precious, you're beautiful, and you're your one only asset that you have. There's only one you. So if you're not able to really love yourself, I mean, that's the starting point. How do you even move forward? How do you even go forth and spread the love? So please love yourself so much that you have so much love left to spread out to the world. Okay? And on that note, my ladies, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. As we gear into the coming week, I want you to make your inner peace a priority. And if there's anything whatsoever, if there is anyone whatsoever who is disturbing or who is affecting your inner peace, that's something worth giving attention and addressing and resolving, because no one or nothing should affect your inner peace. Thank you so much for tuning in into today's episode. I really hope you found something, even one thing that you can take away from this episode. I want to wish you a great week ahead, a week full of positivity, a week where we go to conquer and shine. I always release my videos on Sundays at 3 p.m. East African time. Every Sunday at 3 p.m. East African time, tune in and let us inspire one another. I want to thank you so much. I wish you a beautiful week. Please, if you find this episode insightful, don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up. Don't hesitate to share with your friends and family, and invite more people to this community. Invite them to come and subscribe, and let us build a community where we inspire one another to grow. Until next time, God bless you and take care.